You ever notice how certain words can just completely shut down a conversation? Today, we're going to dig into one of the most powerful of them all, conspiracy theory. We're going to explore how this label isn't just some casual insult, but a tactical weapon, one that was deliberately designed to control what we talk about and to protect powerful people from being questioned. All right, let's get into it.
This quote from Ed Rankin it hits the nail on the head, right? The real power of this label is its ability to short-circuit the whole debate. Before anyone even gets a chance to present evidence or make an argument, the conversation is already over. The label itself does the dismissing, not the facts.
And this isn't just some abstract idea. I mean, think back to 2019, right after Jeffrey Epstein died. An old, long-running idea, the Clinton body count, suddenly started trending everywhere. This is a perfect, modern example of a really controversial idea that gets hit with that dismissive label almost instantly.
Okay, so let's kick things off by breaking down exactly how this label actually works in our day-to-day conversations.
Our sources call this the conspiracy theory meme. And no, we're not talking about a funny picture with some text over it. We're talking about a meme in its original sense, a really powerful, catchy idea that just spreads through our culture like wildfire. It's become a tool that's so loaded with negative meaning, implying you're crazy or irrational, that people just get scared to question the official story. Just the fear of being called a conspiracy theorist is often enough to stop critical thinking dead in its tracks.
So where did this incredibly effective tool even come from? Well, you might be surprised to learn that its use as a deliberate strategy wasn't an accident at all. It actually has a very specific, documented origin.
And here it is, CIA Dispatch 1035-960. So, in 1967, 4 years after the assassination of JFK, public skepticism about the official story from the Warren Commission was really starting to build. So, what did the CIA do? They sent this memo out to all their stations, basically laying out a game plan to shut down and neutralize all that criticism.
Now, this is where it gets really fascinating. The memo spells out the exact strategy. It literally instructed agents to use their media contacts to push back on anyone who was critical. They were told to argue that the critics were just doing it for fame, or for money, or for political reasons. And here's the kicker. It specifically weaponized the term conspiracy theorists, telling agents to use it with deliberately negative connotations to make anyone questioning the government look foolish.
Which, it raises a huge question. Why would an intelligence agency even need a tool this powerful just for public relations? What kind of secrets were they hiding that would make them want to go to war with public opinion itself?
Well, the answer lies in projects like this one, MK Ultra. You see, if you had gone around in the 1960s saying the CIA was doing illegal mind control experiments on its own citizens without their consent, you know what you would have been called? A conspiracy theorist. Except, it was 100% true.
I mean, just look at this timeline. It's chilling. For 20 years, this secret program was running in over 80 different places, universities, hospitals, you name it. And then, when it looked like they were about to be exposed, the CIA director just ordered most of the records to be destroyed. It was only because of the Congressional Church Committee hearings in ’77 that the public finally learned the horrifying truth.
And this just shows you the insane scale of what they were hiding. I mean, these methods they weren't mild. We are talking about dosing unsuspecting American and Canadian citizens with massive amounts of LSD. We're talking electroshocks, extreme isolation, and all kinds of psychological and physical torture. This wasn't something out of a spy movie. This was a real, documented government program. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Here's a quote from Senator Ted Kennedy himself during those hearings in 1977, confirming that this program was targeting unsuspecting citizens from all walks of life. I mean, an official condemnation like that really just underscores how extreme these secrets were and why they needed a way to control the story.
So, these methods of controlling what people think and say, they didn't just pop up out of nowhere. Actually, they look a lot like strategies that have been used for a long, long time to control populations in other countries, especially in military and foreign policy.
Just check out this comparison. On the left, you've got your classic colonial control tactics. Divide and conquer, break your promises, and use propaganda to make yourself look like the good guy. And on the right, the domestic version. Create division by slapping labels on dissenters, erode trust, and use the media to control how people see things. It's the same playbook, just used at home instead of abroad.
And how exactly is that perception shaped today?
Well, according to documents that we only have because of the Freedom of Information Act, the CIA and the Pentagon have quietly worked behind the scenes on over 1,800 major movies and TV shows. That is a truly staggering amount of influence over the stories we all watch and the culture we all share.
Okay, so let's bring all of this together, the label, the history, the media influence, and see how this whole playbook works in a very recent, real-world example. So this case is all about a woman named Laura Silsby. She was convicted for child trafficking in Haiti right after the big earthquake in 2010. Now, some independent researchers dug up documents that seem to suggest that both Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton's State Department might have helped her get a much lighter sentence.
So what was the media's reaction to this really complicated investigation? The Daily Beast put out an article that just dismissed the whole thing. They didn't really engage with the evidence or the documents. They just framed it all as a Reddit conspiracy theory. Sound familiar? It's the exact tactic we've been talking about.
Now, here's where things get, well, a little sticky. The Daily Beast's parent company is a corporation called IAC. And guess who sits on IAC's board of directors? Chelsea Clinton. On top of that, their article that called the story a conspiracy theory completely ignored some key pieces of evidence, like State Department emails that show Hillary Clinton personally discussing options for Laura Silsby. So you can see how this presents a potential conflict of interest that makes a simple dismissal a lot more complicated.
And that really brings us to our final and most important question. If a simple label has the power to shut down an entire investigation, to ignore evidence before it's even looked at, and to shield some of the most powerful people in the world from any real scrutiny, what does that mean for our ability to have honest conversations about how power actually works?